Hey, here we are at the Lone Star Sports Show right here on the Lone Star Sports Network. Letting it do what it does, all things sports, all things Texas. We feeling really, really good down here in the Lone Star State right about now. Today's show is brought to you by FastModelSports.com. FastModelSports.com, located right there in Chicago, Illinois, leading basketball into the 21st century through the vehicle of technology. Technology, technology, technology. Everywhere we turn is technology. It's right in the middle of sports at the same time. Of driving and seeing what one thing I do like the other day, I was talking to a scout and said, well, numbers don't have eyes. Go figure it out. You get
numbers don't have eyes.
You get that on the way home.
You can smell the wood burning. You can see, I'm thinking the woods are burning.
Yeah. But, we're feeling good about it. Want to give a shout-out to the Aggies down there in College Station, Texas, for setting the collegiate NCAA record for the most overtimes in the history of college.
Did you see how many plays they ran in that game? They said they broke the record by one play. Guess how many plays they ran? Normal was about 65 or 70, right?
Right.
70? What do you think they ran?
I don't know, 95?
107.
Wow.
No kidding. 107 over 106. I just read it today, man. It was insane.
Yeah.
They say Jimbo came off the field and said, man, I don't even remember how many overtimes there were. How would you?
Yeah, no, you're just playing for your life.
I wish the NFL would. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I really wish the NFL. There's my little mini rant, but I wish the NFL would adopt the college overtime. I love the college overtime. It's so awesome. The back and forth. You get a chance to match.
But you can't do that because
the injury risk.
That's
exactly. I know you can't put extra plays on those guys because they'll kill each other.
It would never pass because those guys are working.
Right.
Lady Life comes here twice a week for 2 hours. Each time she comes, if I turn and say we're gonna go to 5 days a week, she's gonna want to negotiate.
But hold on, but no one's showing pity on the college kid. And relatively speaking, it's the same thing. Relatively, because you're still playing college studs against college studs.
But those guys,
so it's okay
for them
guys to bash their brains in, but don't worry about them if they're pros.
But they're not. Well, no, that's exactly what it is. They're not.
I love hypocrisy. I'm just pointing it out.
They are not negotiating salaries. They don't have someone negotiating a career. Then
again, the NFL Players Association has about as much leverage as the NCAA players. That's the weakest ass union in the world. They are so weak.
Yeah.
They don't negotiate any. They need a stronger leader. They need to negotiate guaranteed contracts.
Well, what happens is the leader always becomes corrupt. You get one guy speaking for the rest of them, they slide him on over and make him feel good about everything.
Hey, Dave Duerson,
and get him to compromise a little
Dave
bit.
Duerson played for our Super Bowl champs in Chicago, right? Mm-hmm. And Dave had CTE, and Dave went to work for the league, and Dave was the staunchest supporter of the fact that the CTE thing was a great big conspiracy, and guess what he died from? CTE. Yep, all he needed was someone to pay the bills while he waited to die.
Yeah.
And that's because the Players Association doesn't negotiate well enough, so they're getting hung out to dry. I think I did the math where when they took all the proposed settlement, which sounds like a big number in the aggregate, but if you divide it by the number of players, it comes out to like $70,000 or $80,000, which we all know that's nothing. Mm. You could use that up in a hospital in a weekend.
Well, exactly. But and not in comparisons to a $1 billion industry.
Yeah, right, exactly. Let's not act like you couldn't afford to do the right thing for some of those older players.
And kind of going off on a tangent here a little bit. Matter of fact, Commissioner Cox going to be upset with us. We don't get Commissioner Cox in here.
Well, don't keep him out, man. He's fun.
Commissioner Cox.
No party's complete without the commissioner. Get him on, baby.
Oh, boy, we just had something.
Jesus, now we're headbutting each other. Yep.
There we go.
Test.
No, we're not.
Nothing's unplugged. I didn't pull nothing. I was just. That's where. Due to technical difficulties beyond our control.
Beyond our control.
Wait, what's coming out? Hold up. There's something here.
Yep, that would be the one.
That would be it.
Boy, you got to watch a guy. You get a guy like you talking about dirty.
We go.
You talking about dirty
blame
play,
the white
boy.
guy game.
Boy,
I knew that was coming.
You just saw it right there live.
Yep.
Hey, on the Lone Star Sports Show, boy. I started getting the best of him.
Dump it on the white guy.
So we'll unplug him. That's how you get him. We'll just unplug it.
Hey, remember the old days in vaudeville when they used to get tired of someone telling bad jokes? They'd take a cane and they'd hook him on the neck and pull him off stage.
I do remember
That's the vaudeville
kind
equivalent.
Of like the old gong show.
That's a digital gong show right there. Exactly. Chuck Barris.
That's exactly what you just got there.
That really hurts, man. Can you tell?
No, that is hilarious.
Let's talk Big 12, man. I'm stoked about it being Saturday. I didn't realize snuck up on me. I thought it was next week for some stupid reason.
Commissioner Cox. Oh, not a whole lot, man. You live and on the air, man. We brought you in on deal. We didn't give you a chance to run down and get loosened up and warmed up or nothing like we normally do. We jumped right in and looked up and said, "Whoa."
Hey, Commish, you drinking the Kool-Aid or not?
Nope.
I'm not either.
Okay,
Jerry's,
man, y'all going too fast, y'all.
Jim Jones, purple Kool-Aid. Jerry Jones, blue Kool-Aid. Everyone be careful out there.
Man, this weekend out in Jerry's world, we've got a big weekend coming.
Oh, huge.
The Big 12 championship. The
Thursday first.
The replay. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. That's gonna get plenty of his time. Yeah, you can't bring the main event up to the preliminary opening acts. Opening act is the Big 12 championship. Big 12 championship. Cox, can a University of Texas Longhorn team beat Kyler Murray twice?
No.
Okay, I got two no's.
And you know how much I'm a Texas guy.
Yeah.
I love my school, but this kid, Kyler Murray, I've been watching him like all of us have. This kid is not losing twice. It'll be personal for him. And
it was personal when he lost the first time. He thought he took it hard.
And the last loss cost the defensive coordinator his job. So
the only problem I have with them firing a defensive coordinator, they didn't fire the defense, and that's what puts Kyler Murray.
That's a good point.
That put Kyler
the new
Murray
coordinator still coaching the same crap defense.
Right. That's the whole deal. And I thought it was a move. It was the right move. And
that was an inevitable move anyway.
Yeah, that's correct.
Can I have a real quick sidebar? Can you imagine the amount of cojones it takes for the young new head coach Lincoln Riley to walk into the office of Bob Stoops and say, "I need to fire your brother"? I mean, seriously, you couldn't do that in the Cowboys organization. It's too dysfunctional.
It depends on who you got behind you.
Well, obviously he's got Bob Stoops behind him because he let him fire his brother.
Well, there might be some other guys up there got bigger checkbooks than Bob Stoops too.
Castiglione likes him and the big money guys exactly. But
you know how that works. You know how that works, huh, Commissioner? Commissioner Cox, the big money guy say it's all right to fine. You don't have to worry about what Bob Stoops thinks.
We got to remember this keeping Stoops there was just part of a favor in the beginning. You couldn't get this guy the job as quickly and abruptly as Stoops left, and then try to get him to go out and find his own people that quick.
Quick.
So they did this for a couple. They did that for a couple of years anyway. I don't think this was ever
long term.
His long term deal. It worked as long as it could. And now we're moving.
Well, Cox, let me give you my scenario right quick. First of all, I think Kyler Murray is a tremendous talent and tremendous competitor. Too bad he's going to go on and play professional baseball. We'll miss him in football on Sundays. Could be a great NFL quarterback too, I think. But here's the problem. Anytime you get into a high-powered offense and no defense, there's one Achilles heel to that, is that if it plays down to a scoring deal and Texas is able to match them scoring because of their poor defense, now you got a ball control deal. You got 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go on the clock, and Texas is down 1, and the score is 41-42, and then Texas has the ball. Now they have the ability to grind the clock out, chip a field goal through, and now you turn into a deal because their defense is not strong enough to stop them on a drive to create some type of separation. We know Kyler Murray and OU Longhorns. How about that? OU Sooners.
Wow, insult everyone on that one.
OU
Sooners can score with anybody in the country. Yes or no, guys?
Yeah.
I believe so, but I think the one big factor right there that's going to take place this time is I think the OU head coach is going to outcoach the Texas head coach. And I think he understands exactly what you just discussed. Mm-hmm. And I think they're going to be a better opportunity, better prepared this time. I want Texas to win this game big time. Mm-hmm. But
hey, can I ask you guys a question? How good is the Texas defense considered to be? Like, I know that Oklahoma is considered probably a 2 on a scale of 1 to 10.
Mm-hmm. And Texas is about 6.5, 7.
They're middle of the road defense.
Okay, so it's not like they're a dominant defense.
No.
So the disparity might not play
They just
out.
look dominant because
they're
so bad. Right.
I mean, against Oklahoma, they just look so bad. It's still the same Texas defense that went down here and blew games against some other teams.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, that's correct. So this is the same Texas defense that lost against offenses that's nowhere close as Oklahoma.
But that's the only thing that bothers me about OU. In this situation, obviously it's great for the state of Texas to have 2 games. We get 2 Red River shootouts, Coach. two Red River shootouts is what we get.
Both in Dallas. How awesome is that?
Well, that's where we have a Red River shootout.
No, but the second one isn't guaranteed just because it happens to be in
no, not happen to be. No,
Rose Arlington, right? I understand, but
well, Jerry made sure of that.
But to get the second one,
Jerry
nice.
Jerry negotiated that.
Jerry negotiates a lot of things, backing up the Briggs truck and taking all his damn money to Frisco. Don't get me going, freaking thief.
Yeah, well, y'all pull that. Y'all let Jerry go out there and do all that stuff and just leave Dallas hanging right there and still carry the label. We didn't handle that one right. But Jerry showed us, though. He went on and did his business anyway. But, I mean, you look at that situation, we want to give props to the Texas A&M Aggies. I think I started talking about that earlier, and I said, Cox is not here. Seven overtimes, most in collegiate football history. Maybe they got their – maybe how many they pay him $10 million a year. How much of their millions did they get back in that one?
They got three of it back that afternoon on T-shirts and stuff. Hey, Cox, did you happen to hear that question I asked Alan?
Coach, I'm sorry. Hit me with that question again.
I'm sorry. I was saying, did you happen to hear that question when I asked Alan and those guys? Did you hear how many plays A&M ran in that game?
No, I did not get that, Coach. I did not get.
Take a wild guess. Normal game 70.
Let's see where your guess comes from.
Probably closer to 110.
107. Good call, bro.
Yeah, I said 90. I said 97. You said 110, and 105 was the answer.
Oh.
That's kind of knowledge that you have right here on the Lone Star Sports Show when you bring in my main man, controversial Commissioner Cox. Lady Life, keeping us where we need to be. The old grumpy guy, get off my lawn.
Grumpy my ass. I don't want to hear that crap out of you.
Doing what it does.
What am I, your whipping boy today? I should have showed up late. Hell, I show up on time. You give me shit, I'd have shown up late.
We're doing it like here on the Lone Star Sports Show. We come back, we get ready to dive off in this thing and take a look at the main event that they just been chomping at the bits. The Dallas Cowboys back in 180 seconds with more the Lone Star Sports Show. Today's show is brought to you by Fast Small Sports. This particular segment was brought to you by Hartem Hotels. Take a look at the list and go take a look at HartemHotels.com where you can learn more. Where Honey the Prince and I resided during our last trip down to Pasadena, Texas, covering the event down there at the McDonald's Invitational. Back at 180 seconds or more, Lone Star Sports Show.
Hartem Hotels. Make money where you and millions of others spend money. Hartem Hotels Investment and Development Group's primary disciplines include hotel acquisitions, hotel development, hotel project management, as well as asset and partnership management. At Hartem Hotels, we invest in upscale focused service and extended stay hotel properties, mainly in Texas and other major urban markets. We are hotel owners, developers, investors, and asset managers persistent in our pursuit of successful ventures and passionate about our products. We provide nationally branded investment opportunities, including Hilton, Marriott, and Hyatt hotel franchises. Hartem Hotels strategically places the right product in the right location for the right customer. Get started with us today. Visit us online at www.hartemhotels.com. Hartem Hotels, put your money where you sleep.
Hey, here we are back here at the Lone Star Sports Show right here on the Lone Star Sports Network. That chill music is just too hard on Lady Life. Lady Life said there's too much chill music. They trying to trick me into thinking I'm getting a vacation. That's the kind of
She's
music.
falling asleep.
That's the kind of music I hear in the resort when I come down for happy hour, come down to the
And she's
hotel.
got two boring old guys sitting there talking about sports. No wonder she's snoozing. I can't blame her. Hell, I mean, we're like 111 years old, something like this.
Yeah,
you know?
we pushing 100, 112 is what we're
Yikes!
pushing. Right.
I'm coming up 56 in January. Yikes!
Yeah.
Hey
You
guys,
gonna beat
there's
me there.
only 63 more shopping days till my birthday. Just want to share that with everyone.
Tom, you got the money.
That was shameless. I'm going to spend it.
Cox, you say it's a close game. We got a big game on Thursday. We talked about the Aggies and we talked about some of the things going on with the Red River Shootout, Part 2, right there at Jerry's World. But Jerry's World on Thursday is a big time game. You know, it is what it is. It's a big time game, and
It's a big time game. I just think the Saints are going to come in there. We're gonna. It's just going to be a close game, but I'm not buying any of the Kool-Aid. There are a bunch of things I'm excited about that we're doing. A bunch of things I'm excited about. This Amari Cooper kid. The only person that's surprised about Amari Cooper is people who doesn't know football. Amari Cooper's been doing this since he was in Alabama. This guy can play football.
But okay, yeah, he did it in the SEC in Alabama, and that's cool. Made him a first-round draft choice. But here's my deal, and I want to settle this. For every person, every human being that thinks they know 2 ounces about football, that said that trading for a young, fresh, first-round proven draft pick was a bad idea. How do we give up a first-round pick for him? It was an excellent idea. It was like we know that first-round draft picks are 50-50 type guys based on what's invested. You got 100% of knowing, or 90 and 95% of knowing that you were getting a proven guy that was still young.
Coach, I was always for that pick.
Yeah,
because again, I was at that. This is not a destination location.
To get a guy like that, you just caught somebody at the right time.
You caught him at the right time.
Right.
It worked. It was a great pickup for Cowboys.
That's an old Tom Landry trick, is what you just saw right there.
I'm not trying to make this about the Bears, but the Khalil Mack analysis, same thing.
All right, he said he's not trying to make this about the damn Bears.
There's a point if you let me get to it.
And he's
Dude,
got a
hey,
Chicago.
Snoop, this is for you. Get off my ass. All right, here's the point. They're giving up 2 first-round draft picks. Snoop, I'm standing up. All right, 2 first-round draft picks, and my point is the summation of those 2 first-round draft picks will never be as much as Khalil is right now. And my point about the analysis to Amari is that whoever you take next year,
give him half a point. He's right there. But by the way, he still has a Chicago jacket on.
Sure,
he got all kind of
better than you. Let's play head up.
Oh, hey, it might come around to that. You just play patient.
Oh, I pray it happens. I just pray it's down here. I will sing Bear Down Chicago Bears butt-ass naked on Collins Avenue in Arlington. Oh, it'd be ugly.
Oh, man.
I'm just kidding about the butt naked part, but I will sing Bear Down.
We're going to find out.
No, I'll find out. Oh, dude, it'll be on.
Might get a chance to find out.
We'll do some
NFC.
satellite broadcasting with beer. And we'll have a second 7-second delay system because you will need it for a Bears
game. We're straying off on that old George Haller stuff now. Okay, everybody just rein back around to the great state of Texas.
Great pickup for Cooper. That was my point.
Great pickup. Everybody agrees on the show is a great pickup. Anybody thought it was a bad idea has nothing to know about really life, much less football.
Bird in the hand.
Right.
Bird in the hand versus 2 in the bush.
He changes the game, maybe. He changes the game.
He changes.
He's just a very, very good player. And you got to have a guy like that out there.
You just hope Linehan utilizes him right over the long haul. That's the only thing you can hope for.
Exactly what I said. You look down on the run sheet, I say Cooper changed the game plan, makes room for Zeke to operate, and gives Dak a different look.
Right, and as long as Linehan doesn't fall back into his utterly predictable things, which makes all the windows tighter, they'll be really tough to stop.
Well, I think he came out of some of his predictability because his back was up against the wall.
Yeah, he got embarrassed. When everybody in town's telling you what you're doing wrong.
I just think we have had the opportunity over the last 3 weeks to play some pretty wounded teams.
Okay, go ahead and break it down.
We
Country
played
versus Cox, give it to us.
We played the Eagles without one starting defensive back.
Okay, I agree with that.
Bunch of rookies back there. The Atlanta Falcons is a game that we went out and won. We went out and won. They're not playing their best ball, but we went out and beat them by 3 points. We beat Colt McCoy by 8 points.
Yeah.
We beat Colt McCoy by 8 points. So right now we have to go back and look at our schedule We had to go back and look at our schedule, and let's look at the teams that we have really won against. Giants, Detroit, Jacksonville, who we see is totally now come to the realization they've got to redo what they're supposed to. An Eagles team that we don't really want to see in 2 weeks, I can assure you.
Yeah, you don't.
An Eagles team that we don't want to see next time. We beat
got them
Atlanta,
night. Right.
and then we got to turn back around. And you're going to go out here Thursday. You're going to be hyped. You're going to be primed. But you're going to see Thursday some of the same elements that we've been talking about early in the season when you play the Saints. You're going to see some of that. You're going to see some of that. You're going to see our defense get exposed in some ways that it hadn't been exposed before.
Because you haven't played anyone close to Drew Brees, even
because
close.
You haven't played anyone close to Matt Ryan has been the best quarterback.
And he's just average.
And he's been the best that we've seen, and when we did see good quarterbacks throughout the year, we lost to them. We lost to Cam. We lost to Russell Wilson. So when we seen good, we lost to Deshaun Watson. So when we see good quarterbacks, we lose to them.
And you lost to Mariota, who's I think is a solid young quarterback.
Well, that doesn't bode well for the Bears.
Heisman Trophy.
That doesn't bode well for the Cowboys. Then looking at the next 5 games, you're looking at Drew Brees.
That is my point.
Right,
exactly.
Carson Wentz, Andrew Luck.
I'm going to go on record tonight to say it is not inconceivable that we could mess around and be looking for a victory December the 30th. We're playing Drew Brees. They get back 3 of their starters in Philadelphia next week. A hot Andrew Luck. A pissed off Jameson Winston. And then you're dealing with whatever that mess is in New York now.
It's a dumpster fire, but you got Saquon Barkley and you've got Odell Beckham and you've got Eli
and what
Manning,
is going to be
great,
what's the attitude of the Cowboys if you lose 3 games in a row when you go play New York?
Well,
what's the attitude of that whole team and the franchise?
Outside in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Let's turn around and look at it. Okay. You're
Dak is still Dak, AB. I don't want us to get confused. The long run touchdown that Amari got, the pass was behind him. The kid made a great catch.
Adjustment,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Adjustment, because that's what great athletes do. Mm-hmm. But he missed several people open. You're playing somebody back there. Colt McCoy still put up 23 points and gave the ball to us 2 to 3 times.
Hey, Jimmy, look at those 2 touchdowns that Amari scored on. They were both. One of them was a horrific missed tackle, and the other one was like the Keystone Cops. They were 15-yard throws and 85-yard runs. So let's not give Dak too much credit for what Amari deserves.
Amari again. The other great thing about this Amari Cooper thing is him and Zeke are constantly letting you know that they can pull this thing off. But this is going to be a different story Thursday night. It's going to be a totally different story Thursday night. And I'm just not sure if you come off Thursday, the Eagles are going to be ready for the Dallas Cowboys, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's a big game. And you catching, it's like I was talking to the LSU guys. The LSU guys lost to Oklahoma State after losing an overtime game to Florida State. Don't let somebody beat you twice. And you're looking at a situation right here. If they lose to New Orleans could beat the Cowboys twice because there's no way they turn back around and bounce back and get prepared for an up-and-coming, getting it back together Philadelphia Eagles. There's some truth to that.
But because that Eagles game becomes the do or die for the Eagles. Okay, so that becomes a do or die for the Eagles in that game.
That's right.
Then you come back and you play. This is not the Colts team that we thought we were going to be playing early in the year. This is a hot Andrew Luck looking like Andrew Luck.
Yeah, he is. He's really looking like the old one.
Yeah. So I just don't think we have the juice to finish it off, but I want us to. This is a big game. The Cowboys come out here Thursday night and beat the Saints, and this city's going to go crazy.
Oh yeah, it'll go crazy. What does Washington bring to the table on Monday night for Philadelphia?
again, that's another.
We're talking
one.
NFC East now. Let's
You,
just go
you're
ahead and get it
talking.
done.
You're talking. The Eagles are no longer going to. The Eagles understand they can't lose anymore.
Yeah.
Jay Gruden.
But
Alex Smith may have just.
I mean,
bought Jay Gruden one more season.
Dallas may be the Eagles' best chance to win the way out. They got Washington on Monday night. They come back and they get Dallas here on Sunday. They turn around and they got to go to the Rams. Then they got Houston there, and then they got to go to Washington D.C.
If the Cowboys don't make the playoffs based on this circumstance, they'll crucify them because if you can't even win this sorry ass NFC East, and this is a sorry division.
Why is this it's competitive? It's not sorry. It's competitive.
No,
AB,
sorry,
the Dallas Cowboys has had the best opportunity to get it done and win the division than anybody else.
No, I mean, but based on them starting out as bad as they started out, I totally agree that Dallas has had a great opportunity to lose the games and to struggle the way that they have struggled. Losing to Carolina.
What's a big deal right now is that first loss to Washington.
But being the best team in an average division just tells you you're average.
Yeah, no, you're right.
The definition.
The loss to Washington 20-17 was a game they should have won.
That was that may go down right now as the biggest loss
of the season. No, it has the potential. I mean, it could easily get covered up if you're looking at a 6-5 Dallas Cowboys right now, and we come back. That's one of the things we're going to be talking about. Can Dallas make the playoffs, and what are the various scenarios and things that you're looking at? But we're looking at a 6-5 right now with 5 games to play. And we're going to analyze when we come back. Obviously, the big game coming up on Thursday, we've already started on. We're going to talk back on coming back to Philadelphia. What happens to Philadelphia this weekend, Indianapolis, Tampa Bay, and New York. How many of those do you need to guarantee that you win the NFC East? You got the Lone Star Sports Show right here on the Lone Star Sports Network. All things sports, all things Texas. Giving it to you just like it is when it needs to be. This particular segment is brought to you by Fast Model Sports. Fast Model Sports, product of Fast Recruit. Go take a look at fastmodelsports.com and see how Fast Recruit is getting it done through the medium of technology. We're right here with main man, Coach Tom Inman, state champion, the commissioner, Controversial Cox, doing what it does, Lady Life, Under the Prince, and yours truly, Alan Branch, back in 180 seconds with more Lone Star Sports Show. got Philly, New York, Jacksonville, Tennessee. Here we are back here at the Lone Star Sports Show. We got controversial Commissioner Cox right here in the Cliff, getting it done like it's done. All things sports, all things Texas. Today's show is brought to you by FastSmallSports.com. We got one segment, about 11 minutes here to deal with the Cowboys. Can they make the playoffs? Got Coach Tom Inman, Lady Life. Only the Prince keeping us where we need to be. He doesn't have much to say about this. I guess he's waiting for the basketball to get warmed up. Might be in over his head over here with the big boys.
No, I'm letting y'all have
keep
it.
over there in the little boy.
Y'all have it.
Keep over there in the little boy seats over there.
I got the big boy seat. I'm letting y'all have it.
He's not the old guy's barbershop. He just doesn't care. That's all.
But no, it's the Cowboys' deal to lose. I mean, you look at Washington. Washington's at 6-5 also. They got Philly twice. I don't see it. You know, they don't beat Philly either time. Then you turn.
They don't beat Philly either time, and they don't beat
Tennessee. That's correct.
Okay, but then let's look at Philly. So Philly down the stretch.
So that gives them 8 wins right there. Okay. See, the Cowboys have the best chance at getting the 9 wins.
7.
Yeah, Cowboys got the best chance of getting the 9 wins.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what the whole deal comes down to.
That's why, though, if as bad as they started to have a 3-game win streak, to get them to this point, if they don't win it, they really do deserve to get crushed. I hate to say it, but you set yourself up to give yourself a chance, and now the table's set. So,
but Coach,
do it right.
One thing that always gets me about this business, and I don't know if Cox will agree or you agree, or even the Prince or Lady Life or anybody listening will agree. You fail to realize with the 32 teams that we have in the league, with roughly 26 of them on any given Sunday, they can beat anybody.
Yeah.
They can get it together, where the injury reports are, how well they do on preparing for the scout, and catch somebody a little down or catch somebody a little banged up, and you win a game.
That's why there's a lot of trapdoor games in the NFL. You know, the game you look past and you fall through the trapdoor. It happens a lot for that very reason.
It can actually happen. So, I mean, I think that's the thing you have to look at. I mean, I think at this point in the season, once you get to 11 of your 16 games, you're not looking past anything anymore, especially when you've already – that's where the loss is, you know, that when you look back and say, oh, man, you know, the Tennessee loss was a really bad loss. The first Washington loss was a really bad loss. Those losses right there, if you have the right character and if you have the right culture, will keep your locker room honest.
No, it makes people shoot straight with each other and say, hey, listen, Coach, this is on us. We got to get better.
Go ahead.
I think you're going to see a 9-7
Dallas Cowboys.
9-7, and I think I'm looking at the Eagles' schedule, and Coach, I'm telling you right now, the Eagles are probably going to lose to the Rams, but I have a feeling the Eagles are going to upset the Texans, and they're going to beat Washington twice and the Cowboys. The game for the Eagles,
Philadelphia winning the division, yeah.
Coach, I'm telling you right now, the Eagles are the only team that's had to struggle through this without any starters in their secondary, and they're getting them all back against the Cowboys.
But Coach, the Cowboys have had their share of injuries on defense. We got the linebacker that's been out. We had a
yeah, but he's always out. He's always
out. Yeah, Sean Lee's got one foot on a banana peel and the other foot in the hospital.
He's always out, Coach. He's always out. And the other thing is, I'm going to give the Eagles the edge a little bit because, again, the coaching. I think at the end of the day, that part, and I'm looking at these coaching matchups. See, that's the other thing I'm really making me nervous about our schedule the rest of the year. So we talk about records, we talk about all the other things. So now we got to go back in there and say, okay, let's look at who we've got to play. Where do we
don't even come up even on the coaching.
The red robot is always at the disadvantage, always.
The clapper.
He got a chance. He can out-coach this guy in the Giants. He's horrible.
Doug Peterson could get drunk for the game and out-coach Garrett. Christ.
Yeah, but the next three games.
Yep. Philly, Indianapolis, and Tampa Bay. Right.
You got the Saints, Philly, and Indianapolis. Those games are going to be big-time games for the Dallas Cowboys. Because those 3 games are going to determine. I just don't think this team has what it takes to overcome those type of obstacles yet. But, again, Jay Gruden is in good shape. Jay Gruden is going to be fine. Alex Smith just gave him another year. You're not going to fire a guy right now who just went out and lost his starting quarterback and has to finish the year with Colt McCoy.
Yep.
Jason Garrett just won 3 in a row by beating Philly, Atlanta, and Washington. Jerry's going to feel like he's going to go back to thinking that he's a player away.
Mm-hmm.
You know how he's going the blue Kool-Aid has been drunk in Dallas, and here we go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and you can, I mean, because as bad as we want to make Jason Garrett, if you put enough talent there, talent can overcome Jason Garrett's inability to scheme and gamble and all the safety stuff.
You could tell them what you're running if you're just physically better than other people, but how often are you just physically better than other people? It's not very often, not in the NFL.
Well, not consistently you're not going to be. Right.
It's just too many things are just a photo finish. You're just marginally better than the other
guy. There's too many moving parts along with injuries and things of that nature that, like I said earlier, I feel like there's
so Thursday night is the best football team the Cowboys have played in its completeness on all 3 facets of the ball that they faced all year. This is a big win or lose.
Is it the best defense?
This is probably going to be one of the better defenses that they see, the best head coach that they're going to see, probably one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game. You got 2 of the best running backs. You got a wide receiver core that's crazy. Every facet of the game is going to be tested for the Dallas Cowboys. And we're going to get an opportunity to know where we really are as a football team Thursday night.
Hey, Cox, I want to ask you a question. We all agree that if Dallas were to win, the city's going to go batshit crazy, probably sets them up for a really good chance to make the playoffs, right? If they lose a close game, we'll buy the moral victory bullshit, even though I don't like moral victories. They're for losers.
Absolutely.
What happens if they get beat by 21 points or just get blown up? What happens? Do they handle
do they
tuck their tail and go back to being soft, or do they fight through it?
Well, you lose by 21 points, and you and I can go back to saying we told you so. Mm-hmm. Because I'm still saying that right now, the Cowboys we are just good enough to be entertaining. Right. We're not playing championship football.
They're fake good because they're playing average teams. That's what you're saying.
Let me ask you this, Coach. If you had, I don't give this out to everybody. If each and one of y'all had one thing that you could do right now about the Dallas Cowboys you could change, what would it be?
I'll take first. Okay. Force Jerry to sell it, get an owner who wants to do more than just make money, and an owner who will take on a general manager who knows more about football than him. That's the only way it's going to happen, because until he dies, all this is Al Davis and the Oakland freaking Raiders all over again.
Okay. All right. Cox?
I agree with Coach, but I would just accept a good young head coach right now that could drive the team and be more offensive driven with the team. I think if Jerry could do that, because I don't think he's ever going to sell a team. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Coach is correct. I agree with Coach.
Yeah, he's right.
Oh, no, I'm being ridiculous.
What's what we said? It's just a dream pick.
My dream would be, let's find a young coach out there that's talking about offense and let him come in here and be totally in charge of this team and take this young talent. You know, this team has got a lot of talent.
Yeah, it does. I told y'all from the very beginning.
Yeah, a lot of talent, man.
It's 32 teams.
Aaron Rodgers would love to have the offensive line that Dak Prescott had.
Yeah, but even if you got that young coach to come here, which I don't think you can because of Dallas's reputation, would Jerry ever really let him coach? Would Jerry really ever just let him do what he wants to do?
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not 100% sure that Jerry is quote-unquote calling plays.
No, I don't think he calls plays. I just think he impacts decisions by Jason Garrett, makes him play tentative.
I don't think that's –
what happens is that when you're a head coach and you have such little to do, as Branch always says, you have such little to do with what it takes for you to make the meal. Mm-hmm. So when you have such a limited input in that, it's hard for you to be successful, because what you may want to do, you may be allowing to do it, but you didn't get a chance to pick your own greens, your own vegetables. You didn't get a chance to get your type of meat.
Right.
You didn't get so there's no input whatsoever in the ingredients for you to do it. So it's just very hard to be successful.
But see, that's part of my assumption is that, like, let's just say hypothetically you got a young Sean McVay to come to Dallas, right? No young Sean McVay is going to come in unless he can bring his own people, and that's why he won't come. Because Jerry's going to try to tell you got to keep the existing people. It's that old school take care of your friends thing. And I think you got to have a complete change in this coaching staff if you're going to have that. And then you have to have some sort of
assurance. There's only one person I know that could come to Dallas right now. If you left him alone, his ego is as big as Jerry, but he could come and take this team right here.
Nick Saban.
And shake up the NFL. No.
Who?
Lane Kiffin.
It might. It might be good. He needs someone. You know what he needs?
Lane Kiffin. I mean, one thing about Saban is not a Saban is the ultimate manager.
Mm-hmm.
He's
It's
the
a whole.
ultimate talent.
Let me tell you, it's a whole different deal coaching men and coaching boys.
Absolutely.
It's a whole different animal.
Because Saban coaches a bunch of guys that's always at the end of the day want to try to get to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
All these guys they're at that next level.
You're right. Once they're there, they're not going to listen to that shit.
It's like John
But
Calipari
Lane
trying to coach
Kiffin-
in the NBA and all that kind of stuff.
But Lane Kiffin has he can get people. Lane Kiffin has shown, regardless of where he goes, he can take talent and adjust an offense to be explosive enough to get it done.
He is a ball coach. He can
He
take
is a ball coach.
He can take
And
yours
if you
and beat
give
his,
And take
and
his
his
and
and beat
beat
yours.
yours, right.
Right.
Lane Kiffin could come to the Dallas Cowboys. He couldn't come here as a coordinator and be successful. He couldn't come here as a coordinator but with his arrogance, with his swag, with everything he has, he would take those young players the Cowboys have, and this thing would be wide open.
Yep.
It would be an absolute beast.
Well, the
But
one thing
that's-
about him, he might be willing to stand up to Jerry. And, I wonder if Jerry would respect a person who stood up to him. Maybe no one just ever had the ball or the guts to do it. And
The thing
maybe
is
he'd be rewarded
that-
if you did.
Lane probably, Jerry got hurt his dad. The problem with Lane would be it wouldn't be Jerry.
Stephen.
The problem with Lane would be Steven.
Be Stephen.
He
No,
wouldn't be able to get.
Stephen would be intimidated by the fact of him coming in there just when it's time for him to get his hold on things.
Right. He wants to be Jerry Jr.,
Yeah,
right? So he can screw it up for 30
That's
years.
the whole deal. Y'all had Controversial Cox right here. You had him for
Thank you so much,
three
guys.
solid segments. We appreciate him coming in, giving his perspective on things. We're going to jump over to the round ball. We're going to the next segment before we head out of here to the two big games of the week. Have the Lancaster Tigers tonight against the O.D. White group out of Fort Worth with three Division I guards on one high school team. Then we also be going over to take a look at the Trinity Christian TAPS group with the Division I signee from going to Texas A&M. We'll be playing against the Duncanville Panthers over there tonight with two high major prospects. So we're going to go get it in when we leave here. But we're going to talk about what we saw during the Thanksgiving holidays. We want to thank once again Commissioner Cox for coming in. We'll be back in 180 seconds with all the ball you can take right here on the Lone Star Sports Show. Hey, here we are back here in segment number 5, number 4 with the Lone Star Sports Show right here on the Lone Star Sports Network. Today's show is brought to you by FastSmallSports.com. We are doing basketball Thursday on Tuesday because that's what it is right now. It is ball season. Even Coach Tom Emmett had to come out of retirement and go to a game or two this past during the holidays.
Man, I went to about 8 games or 2. Are you talking? I went to a bunch of games, man. I love this.
How many did we go to? Go 26, 27?
Yeah, I was in the 20s.
I try to think
of the week.
Since we left here.
That's over 20.
Yeah. We were down at the McDonald's Invitational, known as the Texas Invitational. They were Pasadena ISD, where we got a chance to look at a good field of guys. I did not remain there for the whole period. I stayed there for a day and a half and made my way down to watch Westlake and San Antonio Wagner. The point guard is going over to North Texas at UNT, and Denton tried to single-handedly beat the Westlake guys on his own with 27 points, I think, like 8 or 9 assists and 2 or 3 steals. Just played extendedly well, but obviously playing against a potential McDonald's All-American. What do we have? Number 2, number 3 player in the state of Texas.
Yeah, number 3.
And the big kid is going over to Texas, University of Texas, and then they have KJ Adams, a 2021 kid that's ranked probably number 2 or 3 according to TexasBoysBasketball.com, and the big kid that UCLA was recruiting, who's probably a legit 7-footer now, if not 7'1". What's his name, honey?
Will Baker.
Will Baker at Westlake. They had just enough, and I don't like to say this, and I probably shouldn't say this.
Say it.
The referees helped the Westlake guys out pretty good too.
Wait a minute.
This is rare.
Wait a minute. Hold on a
rare.
second. This is shocking.
This is rare.
Yeah.
Is that's like going to a Highland Park football game and finding a suspicious hold against the other team when they score late in the game because Jerry Jones is eyeballing you from the top of AT&T Stadium. No, rich people get over. Shoot, what's next? Santa Claus isn't real. God dang it, man! I knew I should have stayed home tonight.
But it got kind of bad there, but it is what it is. The kids competed and got a chance to take a good look there. But we were in Pasadena, Texas, and Harlem Hotels put us up over at the hotel at Hampton Inn and Suites. Nice hotel room there, good working environment, good place to be there. Felt good about that. The bad part about I was in a cheesy hotel on Wednesday night by myself before Honey came for when we got upgraded and stayed in a nice hotel.
It don't matter what hotel. As long as there's a bed. I'm in the basketball court majority of the time.
Believe me, he's the first one down for the free breakfast.
And let me point out something. In 25 or 30 years or however how big a difference there is between you and I, you'll care a lot more about that hotel room when you're 55, won't you, Alan? You might not care now. You'll care when you're 55.
Let me tell you something. I never thought the day would come that a mattress would be that big of a deal.
Oh, it's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
It's
a huge deal.
I went out and bought a really expensive one of them, memory foams, right?
Hey,
once you do that, you can't sleep on a crappy mattress again.
No, man, you just
spoiled.
You sit down and put your socks on and you know it's screwed up.
Have y'all seen the Hulu commercial where they talk about once you've had something, it spoils you? And they said once you've been in a king-size bed, it's all over and blah, blah, blah.
I had one of my clients' basketball coach that's back coaching now, was out of work and was in the bed business for a little while. And I got a chance to get a real good deal on a bed that I would never be able to afford.
Right.
And still could barely afford, but I do not regret that. Every night, when I hit that button and get there, if I got a little indigestion, I just raise it up. Boy, I feel real good right there.
Oh, yeah, you winning.
Yeah, I mean, mattress. We need to get the mattress commercial people on.
But I never thought about it either. When I was your age, I didn't think about it. It's where I lay down and flop like a fish out of water.
Do you remember how many times you sleep on couches and on floors? I can't sleep on the floor anymore.
Somebody tried to give me an air mattress. I felt like I was held hostage because you get yourself solid, then you move, and it's like a bad. Waterbed. It's like a really bad waterbed.
Yeah, that's true. We have a really nice air mattress, and it still is.
It moves on you, right?
Well, it moves on you. The air is not consistent in it, but anyway, the mattresses were the bed. Good.
Well, I'm glad they took care of you, man. But us old guys can't go 2 bad nights in a row.
No,
That's just too much. I'll go home.
It's some real. I never thought there was any reality to that. And here we are soaking up basketball time. But we were down there at the Pasadena ISD tournament. It was called the Texas Invitational, sponsored by McDonald's All-America. I think McDonald's is in there deep as they used to be. They used to be in there so deep that Ronald McDonald used to walk around and play with the kids. So then Ronald don't show up no more. You see Ronald over there this time?
No, I didn't see
No
him.
more
I'm
Ronald
glad I
McDonald.
didn't see him.
That's right, I forgot. You know the deal, Joe.
No, what up?
Honey has a phobia about clowns.
Really?
Yeah, I'll mess with clowns.
Freaked out.
I grew up when I was a kid.
Grown man, he's still scared of
John
clowns.
Wayne Gacy killed all those kids in Chicago and buried them in the basement. They were all my age. And if you remember the story about John Wayne Gacy, he was a clown at kids' parties.
Yeah.
Evil ass clown. Oh yeah, I'm the same way. I ain't a big clown fan either.
Two grown men. You hear him
I
later
didn't say I'm
like
scared of them. I just don't like them.
They're
There's an evil side.
unpredictable. I don't know what they're going to do.
Honey's still really scared. Huh?
Hey, where do y'all think the phrase "hiding behind the tears of a clown" came from? Because not every clown's happy. Some of them are evil.
Oh boy, you're getting some deep.
Hey, next, don't get me going
Culty,
on voodoo.
goofy
Don't
kind
get
of-
me going on voodoo in New Orleans. Let's go. Let's move on to
Well,
basketball.
But it was a good outing. Man, going back so far, I actually thought we had done that event already. Get me going on that piece. We were down there and we who was I crazy about? The kid Tremont Marks put up a lot of numbers down there. I got a chance to look at the little guard with Big Eddie over at out in
LJ
Katy.
Cryer.
LJ Cryer.
Really,
I thought I got some really good information, a really good perspective on. I mean, LJ's always been a top player in the state of Texas and very highly recruited, but I saw some of his elements, his ability to separate, change speed. Saw a little more maturity with him. I mean, either I saw him better, or he's gotten a little more mature.
I feel like he got a little mature, just with the ball in his hands.
Yeah,
He used to just be more gunslinger. but
Right,
I thought
yeah. Now
he kind of scoped, trying to see.
One
trying to
speed
find
guards
him.
are annoying. You
Right.
guys who probe
Yeah,
under
probe.
control.
You're
Right. No, and that's what he's shown, and he has a crazy burst and explosion about him. But now he understands about throttling himself and changing speed. He understands the value of changing speeds.
I always call the football players are usually guards. Like if you get a skill guy off a football field, usually they're those one speed guards. And if you can find the guy who's got that multiple speeds, it's impressive.
Yeah, well,
It's real
the
rare.
ability to know how to throttle themselves, speed up, and change speed. Realize changing speeds is just as dangerous or just as a big of an asset as the ability of having speed.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Because if you use it in moderation, it works, especially when you set people up. But if all you're doing is going full speed, you'll make as many mistakes as you'll create.
There's no doubt about it.
I think we got a good look at Bryce Griggs.
Bryce Griggs. We got a really, really, really good hard look at Bryce Griggs. Tell you one of the interesting things, a kid named Isaiah over at North Crowley High School plays for Tommy Brackle. Isaiah Crawford is looking to be our blow-up kid going into the spring. Saw him at the Cowtown Tip-Off Classic that we covered. He had a great outing there. So made the TexasBoysBasketball.com news segment there about top performer and showed up over at ePlay really strong. By the way, this segment is brought to you by ePlay. Have no idea.
Tom,
What am I doing?
Thomas got some kind of crazy
I got nothing
symphony music going on.
Symphony
you
music.
have
I
an
don't like
ad
music.
going on?
I got nothing going on.
We have no idea. I'm going to keep on rocking and rolling with it.
Yeah.
What the hell it is?
Whatever it was.
I don't like the music either. I don't know.
Whatever it was, and stop with Tom. Close
Well,
his
I'll take
laptop
the hit
up.
on this one. All right, now.
I think it was an ad, Tom. It was an ad on the.
Yeah.
Probably.
yeah.
Boy, I tell you what, boy.
I was looking up your rankings. Hold on a second. Give me a break, will you?
You're right. You're right.
No, you're good. That was actually a good move to be looking up the rankings. That was something we need to be looking at. But I felt like the Isaiah Crawford kid, he got started over there. He's maybe a legit 6'7". Doesn't even show up very high in our rankings. I think he's in the 50s or 60s.
Yeah, he's gonna see a bump.
Yeah,
He'll
he's
see
got a
good
significant bump just as soon as we slow down and
hands, length, everything.
yeah, right. No, he just showed up and he got even better when we got to Houston and the Pasadena.
It's always I know I mentioned it before. Just him in a system that fits him. With Tony Brackle. I mean, Tony Brackle.
Well, that's how you got a chance to develop. Right, we'll say that.
It just he looks really. He's playing really well.
Yeah, he looks really good. So like we said early, Drew Timme played down there. Drew Timme was Drew Timme. Drew Timmy's Drew Timme. And there's nothing wrong with that. Of coming, he's a number 4 player in our rankings. I mean,
Isaiah Stevens, who committed to Colorado State.
I didn't actually get a chance to watch him, but all of y'all told me he was really good.
No, he was really, really solid. Won MVP of the tournament.
Did it? Yeah, because they made it back to the championship and won the championship. I think. Yeah, I was gone by that time. Marcus Sasser has been playing well throughout the deal. I'm trying to look and see if anyone else that was down at that particular event that did anything.
I thought there was a few guys that really popped up. Was Nick Gonzalez?
Nick
from
Gonzalez,
yeah,
really shot the ball well.
How many threes he made about?
I got a chance to witness him making total of 9, 5 or 6 in the first half. Yeah. So I mean, really crazy outing for him.
He had like 23 threes in 4 games. It was along the lines of that, which was a record. Ethan Taylor at a Memorial.
Ethan Taylor out of Memorial is a
Junior.
kid that popped up. We got a chance to go and see the other kid. No, Episcopal wasn't there.
They played at what's his name?
You went over
My Showcase. He runs to My Showcase.
Yeah, Kevin Allen still over.
Kevin Allen,
right?
And then Episcopal played Yates.
Right.
Jahari Long.
Long,
played really
right?
well.
Got a chance to watch him play.
Talk about a kid that Tom said that probes with the basketball.
Ball, right.
I mean, just really sees the
floor well. Right. No, it's no doubt about that. What you got,
I
Coach?
like this Joshua Miller kid. Yeah, I see you got him ranked, the Red Oak kid. I was going to ask you. He's that number 1, right? About 6'6" wing.
Yeah,
shoots the ball real well.
Yeah, had like 20 points.
I loved it. I saw him play the other day.
I was away. I was over in Fort Worth.
Yeah,
when we got a chance to
I
see
saw
that.
that game. And I
We're
know.
going to come back in about 30 more seconds and top all this
I
stuff
really
off
like
and
him.
bring the stuff back. But he had a really rough spring and summer. And at one time, obviously you saw him. So the talent is not the question. Right. Inconsistency and an inconsistent club season. Now he has a chance with Coach Sasso, Jason Sasso, the outstanding high school coach and teacher, can kind of get him where he needs to be and settle in, and probably will be another high prospect. We'll start to lock in and try to show him some love here shortly. But we're right here at the Lone Star Sports Show right here. This particular segment is brought to you by ePlay Gold. Go take a look at ePlay.com and Google ePlay so you can understand. They got a lot of things coming. They've been a great assistance to TexasBoysBasketball.com in the ability to track what's going on where you are not. Obviously, we can't be every place at the same time. College coaches can't be everywhere at the same time. And sometimes parents can't be at their game. Go take a look at ePlay.com or get ePlay.com. Be back in 180 seconds with more Lone Star Sports Show. Giving it to you like it is. All things sports, all things Texas. Like I said, the segment is brought to you by ePlay. Go take a look and get a better understanding about what's going on. Well, technology is coming to the high school and youth level. Back in 180 seconds with more Lone Star Sports Show. Hey, here we are back here at the Lone Star Sports Show, the Lone Star Sports Network. Shout out to Isaiah Stevens, headed to Colorado State in the Mountain West Conference for being MVP of the McDonald's Invitational, also known as the Texas Invitational, down in Houston, Texas, Pasadena, Texas, where he got it done and led his team to a championship and has a good, solid scholarship, good, solid point guard. He's a point guard, number 35 on our list. Should he be a little better? Maybe not. That's just how good Texas is.
Especially that class.
Yeah, that class. I mean, you look at
top 30 guys.
Yeah, when you look at, there's nobody that I have a problem with being in front of him. Some of them are a little bit more potential oriented. Some of them are going to be better college players than high school players, or have a chance to be. But shout out to him. I mean, what else can a kid hope for? To be at a great school like Allen, living in a great community like Allen, play in a good program, get a scholarship to the Mountain West, Colorado State, and have a chance to win championships.
Well,
He won a state championship already.
What's kind of nice also about going to a place like Colorado State is there's so many people who go to their second college fit is so much better than their first fit because they go one level too high.
Well, there could be a little chance of that, and we'll see. But one
I'm
thing,
thinking hopefully maybe he's not too high because Mountain West isn't that high. I'm hoping maybe it's not a Power 5 for sure.
I need to lock in. It's a Power 6, Power 7 type environment,
right?
But Stacy's not the coach there anymore, so that gives him a tremendous chance of being successful.
As long as Larry's gone, you'll get a better shot.
Oh yeah, man, Larry's nuts, man. That dude,
he's a train wreck on steroids.
Yeah. Well, it's about a good way of putting it. You want to give him the other.
I get the other half of the point.
The other
One
half
point
of the point.
back up. Woohoo! Back to even.
You just hit the nail on the head. That's the other point. But we had a chance to take a good look at some of those things. Then we came on back in and we got in here to the Robert Hughes, and you heard us talk about the Robert Hughes. Robert Hughes was a tremendous success, in my opinion, based on the fact of what you're honoring, 1,333 games, Hall of Famer. They're going to have to work on their talent level and grow the event some more. They have tremendous community support.
Robert Jr.'s got a tough job because top six can be a little unforgiving at times because he's not his father. But this isn't the '80s.
This is not the same time.
He's not getting all the players. Coach was getting all the players in Fort Worth.
A lot of people don't realize Bob Jr. and I's relationship. We were freshmen at the University of Texas together.
I love Bob Jr. Me and I are very good friends.
He's good dude.
Well, he and I talked about it several times, and we used to always talk about is there enough talent, and several other coaches, there's usually enough talent in Fort Worth for two really good high school teams, and it was always Dunbar and someone else. Mm-hmm. But then there was a period where Gary Collier went over there to Arlington Heights and got it going, and Wendell Ivory went over there to Trimble Tech and got it going, and that's when Dunbar started falling on some hard times, and that's when they started just reaming Coach Hughes Jr., which is unfair because no disrespect to Coach Senior, but he got everybody. He picked his team.
Yeah, he turned players away there.
Right. Oh, yeah, he didn't ever lose a player.
It was kind of like the old Sock Roosevelt Carter days. You could go to Woodrow Wilson or Sunset, and you were third string at Sock, and you were first string. And
you're a star. You're a star at North Dallas.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
There's a pecking order for sure.
Yeah, I tell you who's doing a good job over there, and it's not an easy job. And that's ODY with DeMarcus James.
I love DeMarcus.
Yes,
that's
one
of my favorite of Rob's 13 sons. I'm just kidding, bad joke, but just kidding, Rob. No, I'm kidding. I love Rob.
I had nothing to do with that.
Apologies for Tom, Rob.
There's no apologizing for me. I'm a train wreck. I'm just not on steroids like you, Stacey. No, I love DeMarcus. He's a great kid. He's a great coach.
Yeah, and is doing a good job with developing some players, getting some kids in, and working and building the program. I try to put a plug in for him every time I can with the Fort Worth people to realize that you have a young man with that kind of future and that kind of ability right there in a place like Fort Worth. It's not as popping as it possibly could be or whatever, being part of a DFW Metroplex like that. He really stands up for Fort Worth right now.
Well, and the thing that I'll issue a warning to Fort Worth that hopefully you guys will take care of guys like DeMarcus and maybe pay him a little better and a few things because those guys will leave for the suburbs to make some money if you're not careful.
Yeah, and that's the whole deal. He wants to really be there, and that's why we really want to support him. He's headed over to the Lancaster OD White game as soon as we break after this segment. We're out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and but solid deal. I thought the group out of Oklahoma. Brought a set of twins in. I think they're going to Oklahoma State.
Yes, Keelan and Caleb Boone.
Yeah.
At the Tulsa
basketball players.
Yeah.
Basketball players. 6'7" piece.
Yeah, one 6'7", the other one's about 6'8".
Eight, right.
May close to be 6'9".
Skill, big old wings, man. Play hard.
Long wings.
Shoot it. One of them shoots the
one
cover off of it.
Yeah, one really shoots it. More of perimeter game.
I mean, comparable to almost a Jalen Green shooting.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah.
'Cause
Right.
That's the best I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
That
No,
kid's special.
No, you see how that kid shoots and it just hits the bottom of the net every
yeah,
time?
No, it is no hitting the rim.
You know what I tell
It
people
just-
is if you take the basketball or the rim and you shrunk it in an inch, and some guys still wouldn't hit the rim. You know, like there's a certain you could reduce the rim by a certain amount on some players.
No, there's that much tolerance around the ball all the way around.
And
Yeah,
Caleb's more steady, physical, big man. You know,
Right.
he's gonna block shots, gonna rebound.
Yeah.
You know, he just
Great fit
Yeah.
for Mike Boyd, because I hadn't even talked to Mike. I need to text him and tell him I'm really happy. It was a big win for them.
I saw Cam McGriff had a big game.
Yeah,
That,
Cam McGriff
came
is
from South Grand Prairie.
hard worker, good talent. You know, that's going in a great direction. We were there. The team that came in from New York, Monsignor
Monsignor Scanlon.
Monsignor Scotland out of New York City.
Yeah.
I think
That-
they're in the not in the Bronx. They're I won't come to me now, but same place where Kenny DeJet is from, that area.
Coney Island.
No, well, that's where all those guys were. No big deal. But they came in.
Archbishop Malloy's where Kenny played high school basketball. If that helps. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. Or are you talking neighborhood?
Just the neighborhood I'm talking about. Yeah, the name of the team is Monsignor
Was it
Scotland.
Queens. You grew up in Queens.
Queens, there you go, bingo.
Couldn't
I
remember
couldn't,
Queens
I couldn't
or
Queens. That's
Harlem.
where they all are, right about the Mets. They're all Mets guys.
Yeah.
New York Mets guys. But they played the Denton Geyer game was probably, would you say, the best game?
Yeah, that was the best game at the event.
Who was the best guard from the school from Queens?
They have a kid named Joe Munden.
How do they
junior.
match up him and Davion?
Well, when Joe guarded Davion, he utilized his length. I thought it was probably a really good
Matchup.
matchup
They did a good job.
evaluation. They probably bet that 5 to 10 minute, like it was like a 10-minute span where
They guarded each other, right.
And that was really good. They compete against
But
each other.
the length bothered Davion a little bit.
a little bit,
it
but
wasn't-
It wasn't what he used to run
Yeah,
against
I
the
mean,
high school guards.
at first, the Scanlon put like a smaller guard in Davion.
Just
You
bullied
got-
him.
Bullied him, yeah,
just
he bullied everyone.
And the other kid, it took a little bit, but after a while, he kind of adjusted and figured out where to.
Well,
how to
Davion
be
plays a lot
effective.
like New York City guards. Let's be honest. He does. He gets real
True.
physical. Gets into a dribble drive guy. He's not shooting many jumpers. Not too many, but he's a good shooter. He's a good shooter.
He's a solid jump shooter. Yeah, he's a solid jump shooter. But that was good to see the turnout, the number of people. I think they have something there. I actually had a chance to meet with them on a post-event meeting, meeting before the meeting, I guess you might call it. And they may be getting ready to do some big things with that event. It's really, really intriguing about where it is. It'll be great for the state of Texas, in the combination of possibly bringing something to Texas in high school basketball that we haven't had in 25 years.
I think it's very promising. What can
The,
what can come from this?
You got the upside on the event.
The upside on the event, because you got a Hall of Famer,
Right.
and then you have the city of Fort Worth. You got Fort Worth ISD, and then you have 3 major corporations that support them.
Well, to make up for the 13 Sons comment, Rob, I'd be glad to help you out and try to develop the. Seriously, I'm retired. I got time. If there's anything I
Yeah.
can do to help build up that Robert Hughes, I love Coach Hughes, both of them.
Yeah.
I've played against them for years, and I'd love to do something to help. So.
Yeah, so I mean that's one thing that we see there, and then we come back to the highlight of the weekend, which was a Thanksgiving Hoop Fest. Thanksgiving Hoop Fest was tremendous once again. This was the 10th annual. Glenn Smith did a tremendous job. A lot of what we're talking about that's missing at the Fort Worth event, you were able to see it
right.
there, the ability to match us. But that's just planning and experience and 10
Well,
years.
it didn't happen the first year with Glenn either.
No,
No,
you're
so I
right.
mean, it takes time to grow a plant.
Right.
So-
yeah. There's no doubt about it. So and the matchups there were really, really good.
And besides, you guys know, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you guys
No.
know as well as I do that when it comes to those national events, if they get enough sponsorship in Fort Worth and they call Montverde and fly them in, they'll come.
Yeah.
You pay their expenses, they're coming. It's not about whether you have a quality event. Good teams don't travel and pay.
No,
Right,
no,
right.
It's what it really comes down to. It's always kind of funny, that you bring up that is a fact. What he's saying, there's no exaggeration there. That's how it works, and it's amazing to me how in basketball, in the high school settings, that's fully blown illegal. Then you go over to the club setting, that's totally illegal.
Well, you know, it's funny when
Right.
y'all remember about 4 years ago when Simeon played DeSoto in my gym at Grand Prairie? There was live broadcast on ESPN.
Wait, hold on, back up. Simeon
About
played.
4 years ago, Simeon, when Jabari
Play-
Parker was a junior in high school, he
Yeah.
played at Grand Prairie High School against DeSoto.
Oh yeah, I remember it
It
very
was
well.
okay. Well, anyway, it was really funny because when Simeon came in, they came in with 11 players and 12 coaches. I mean, every brother on the west side, I love that man. Every brother on the west side who knew somebody at Simeon High School or south side, I should say, oh man, that's a
what they
great
gave me
picture.
for participating in
I
support.
love that.
Right.
I can't wait to see that old fella. But anyway, they what was I just saying? I lost my train of thought. I'm an idiot.
No, when they came down, when Simeon came down,
Simeon came down with 11
Japan.
coaches. Like, if anybody knew Robert Smith, the coach from Simeon, I guess you flew in too. But if they want 25 tickets, you buy 25 tickets for Simeon. If they want 30, you buy 30, and you complain under your breath.
I mean,
but you give what they ask.
and the college game works very much like that also.
It's an appearance fee. Effectively, it's an appearance
What's
fee.
a contract that's drawn up, and it leaves something to be pondered on as we get ready to depart and head out of here to high school gyms, and how certain things in certain venues are looked at different ways. There's, like I said, it's legal in the high school deal to fly the guys in, take care of the hotel room.
But you can't do that in college.
No, you can't do it in grassroots clubs.
Club.
Summer basketball, it's illegal.
Well, the hypocrisy of the NCAA and all these people is ridiculous. I mean, you can
There
be
you
a
go.
professional football player or professional baseball player and still play college football, and you're not a professional.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
Kyler Murray has $4.7 million in the bank, and he's an amateur. Jesus, give me a break. And I don't wish that against Kyler Murray. He's a nice kid.
Yeah.
But the hypocrisy is
But the
staggering.
inconsistency in the way
Staggering.
they go about doing things is just absolutely nuts. But I mean, obviously the matchup and the greatest situation, the four top players that I saw perform at over at the Hoop Fest were Jalen Green, R.J. Hampton, Davion Harmon, and Samuel Williamson. Did I miss anybody?
I thought Tyrese Maxey.
Give me that
Oh,
list.
I didn't give
All right,
Tyrese.
Jalen Green first. Give me two.
Yeah, I got Jalen Green, Samuel Williams.
Tyrese Maxey would have been like 2 or 3. Yeah.
Yeah, Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah,
and
the
RJ.
biggest coming out party was a kid out of Oklahoma,
Rondell Walker.
Rondell Walker, coach. And I know everybody wants to hear, but that kid could play with any of those kids.
Who's the big kid from Sunrise Christian? Big African kid.
Infale Dante.
And finally Dante, yeah.
Okay, I'll pick that name up later.
Yeah. It was a good outing. Yeah, it was a tremendous outing. The Duncanville guys came out. I thought Duncanville maybe did a better job on Sunrise than Denton Geyer did on Sunrise. Then the guys got something
They're
weird.
soft. They shoot too many jumpers. Come on, man.
Yeah, I can't
They're
put
soft.
my finger on that whole deal. We're at the Lone Star Sports Show. We get ready to jet out on you and get another one of those abbreviated shows, but you can make up for it if you follow us at TX Boys Basketball on Twitter, at 5 State Hoop Report, at _Umani0. If you want to know what's going on the high school scene, we are out. We are headed to the gym. Go see what's going on. Back on Thursday. No Thursday. We're back a week from today with more Lone Star Sports Show.